Hi everyone, it's the Tides Changing here, and welcome to part 2 of Let's Build a Rustic Inn. In this part, my goal is to finish up all the details on the actual structure of the house here, and if I have time I will get to some of the landscaping, but I'm not exactly sure that I'll be able to get to that in this part, but I at least want to get to a point where, right from the beginning of the next part, I can be doing landscaping. First thing is that I wanted to make a few tweaks because some of you pointed out some things that needed to be adjusted. So first, Josh pointed out that I should move the house back. I actually meant to do that in the last part, but then I just completely forgot about it. So I'll just move it a couple of tiles back. I think the placement or the centering in the lot is fine. So I'll just move it back here, and I think that's good because I do want to have a good bit of space for everything out back here, so I don't want to push it too far back. And he also pointed out that there is this unpainted bit of foundation right here, which I completely missed. So I'm just going to fix that really quick. And then also Jasmine pointed out that there was a rounded window, which is this one right here. That was a little bit too high. I completely missed that as well. And also a lot of you pointed out that I did forget to change this railing right here. I actually caught that while I was editing and just felt kind of silly that I completely missed it while I was recording. Also, Jess DIY and Shone suggested that I raise the foundation up a little bit. So I'm just going to raise it up just one little click, just a teeny bit. And also Serena suggested that I move the fireplace up just a little bit more because it's just barely poking out the roof. So I don't have the move objects on sheet on, so I have to turn that on really quick. So bb.move objects. And now it's on, so then I just hit 9, and I think I might be able to move it up just a little bit more. Okay, so let's see if that's still fine. There's a slight gap, so I think I have to move it back down one. But that is up a little bit more, so hopefully that's fine. Also, in regards to the interior of the place, Jasmine, Endless Sims, Medi, and Lila Builds all pointed out that the staircase right here should be forward a little bit more because this one tile walkway is a little bit narrow, which I do agree on, so I'm just going to move the staircase forward one, and I'm actually going to knock out this wall because Matthew did suggest that it might look better to have the reception area and bar open. So yeah, that probably will look nicer so when you walk in you just see all of this rather than having it all closed off. So now I can move the staircase forward one tile, just put it right there, and then now I have to of course move this forward some. So let me just get rid of this, and I'll just take this right here. And there we go. So now this walkway is a little bit wider, and then I'm just going to move this door over here so that it's not right at the top, of the stairs. And then this also gives more space into this area because, like I said before, this is where the bed's going to be. So now you don't have the bed, or now you don't have the door like right next to the end table. So there's a little bit more space. Yeah, I guess having it right here works a little bit better. And now that I think about it, maybe it would be better to move this area forward some, so maybe I can just push this so it comes in line right with this. I don't know, maybe that'll look a little bit better. But I don't know what's going on here. Okay, that's rather annoying. I'm not exactly sure what this glitchiness going on here is, or if I can fix it. That's really frustrating. Okay, so maybe if we pull it back, I don't know what this is. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna put it back to how it was because I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that for the time being and then figure it out later because apparently it's just, I don't know, it's just glitching out. I'll deal with it when I get to the interior. But next what I'm going to do is take care of the wallpaper, and then after that I'm going to mess with the window some because a lot of people felt like the windows needed some tweaking. More specifically, Carly, Jada, Green Clover, and Ashley all felt like there needed to be less windows. So I definitely will be tweaking those some, but for the wallpaper, I did want to use the wallpapers that came with the Outdoor Tree game pack, so like this log one right here. So I'm just going to put it all over the house and then change some of the spots in it, just kind of like work out the details after placing it. So let me just get that everywhere. And then this way, you know, I can see how the windows and all that look with the actual wallpaper in place. I'm just going to turn off the grid by tapping G so that it doesn't get in the way. So this is it with the wallpaper all in place. So this is it with the logs everywhere, but I definitely do want to have some other wallpaper in other places. Also, it might be a good idea to put trim in, put brown trim so that this isn't white right here. Because with everything being brown, woodsy colors, it's just going to look off to have it be white, like here, and then the trim on the roofs and everything. So I'm going to try to find some brown trim that matches well. So I think, okay, that's a little bit too large. I want some smaller trim than that. This doesn't quite match. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. See, unfortunately, they don't perfectly match. This one actually matches the railings pretty well, but it doesn't perfectly match the columns, which drives me nuts a little bit. But I can at least put this all over. It just drives me nuts a bit how it doesn't perfectly match. Maybe this one has some different colors, or it looks a little bit different. Oh, this one actually looks better. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one. I like it. It's a little bit more subtle. It blends in much better. So we're just gonna put that in everywhere there's a deck. So put one in right here. And it's already around there. So I think that definitely, not having the white right there definitely makes it look much better. Also, we need to change the trim on the actual roof, so hopefully there is a matching color of that as well. I think this matches pretty well. It's not perfect. Maybe this one though. No, I think this one was actually a little bit better. Or not. That's rather frustrating. I'm pretty sure this is the same one. Oh, we also need it here. It kind of drives me nuts when things don't perfectly match. But unfortunately, that's the downside of not having create a style. Okay, maybe this color. That one's a little bit better. Because I don't think that these come in the same color. So what was it? This one? I think it was this one. No. This right here. So it was in that color. So what about this color? I don't know. I guess this color looks a little bit better. I'm just not gonna be able to get it to perfectly match. So I guess this is about as close as I'm gonna get. Because anything else, like, that's, wait, is this the color this is on? No, it was this one, I think. Yeah, this one. But I'm just gonna put that on all the roofs, and it at least looks better than having the roof have white trim. So it does blend in a little bit better, even though it's not perfect. But now I'm going to get to adding some different kinds of wallpapers in for a little bit of detail. So what I was thinking was that I could add in some rock wall paint right here on these areas where it bumps out. And this will just give, I guess, a little bit more detail to this area right here, like a little more separation to it. So just place it there, and then right here as well. Oops. So we'll just get that right here. And I guess that looks fine. The only problem is, like, then I feel like it makes this look a little bit weird right here. But then I don't really like how having stone there looks, so I guess I'll just leave that as the log. And then maybe I could also place some stone wallpaper over here on this little bump out. I really do wish they had more kinds of stone wall though, because I'm not really a huge fan of what they have included. Like, I really would like some rock wall that matches this. That would just be really great. I could also try brick, but I don't know about brick. I kind of like the rock wallpaper more. I just feel like it fits in more of the whole cabin theme. So I guess I'm just gonna keep that. And then I also did want to add in some of the other kind of siding that came with outdoor treats, and maybe a little bit of this in this color, like perhaps just on these spots here that are over the deck, just to have something a little bit different in there. So maybe just around here. Okay, so we got it there already, and then right here as well. So I guess that looks fine. It's something a little bit different in those spots, and then maybe we could change this roof here to be actually I think I kind of liked it as the log roof more. So I think that looks pretty decent, and I think that's going to be the only spots I have that other kind of wallpaper in. And then I should also figure out what kind of flooring. So I could use this, which is which is the flooring that came with Outdoor Retreat. So it's like a very worn, outdoorsy, rustic-looking wood. So I think that fits in well with the cabin. So I'll just put that on all the decks, and then I will look at some other wood floorings as well, just to see how they look. But I think this one's probably the best. So there is this one right here that we could use, and so let's try that out. I don't know. I feel like this wood just sort of looks better. And then I don't know. Maybe it would look better if this was just if I didn't use stone and I just used this. Because now I don't know. Like the stone maybe pops out a little bit too much. Like I said, I feel like it would just be better if there was a stone wallpaper that matched the stone foundation. Like it would be kind of cool if they had included that with the game pack. But maybe this looks a little bit better than the stone, and perhaps we can just leave the stone here. Or maybe it would look better if we changed it back. I'm not sure. It might look weird to have just this one spot of stone wallpaper. Yeah, maybe I'll just change that back to the log. You guys can let me know what you think of that, but I think this might look better than just having the stone, because you at least have some kind of separation and some different wallpapers being used. And then I do need to adjust the windows and add in some other little details. So I did look at the other kinds of windows than the Mediterranean ones, and I did find some other colors that match. So this window right here, I believe it was this color, actually matched pretty well with these windows here. So like if I put it over here next to these, it's, whoops, let me see if I can get in here without the camera flying off. So it's not a perfect match, but it seems like this window matches the interior color here. So I think that actually does work pretty well. And then maybe it would look, I don't know if there's like one that's just that color on the interior. I don't know, maybe we want to keep everything brown. Yeah, I think it might look better to just keep everything brown. So we can do that, and then maybe just have one of these windows in the center rather than a bunch of these really small windows. Like maybe that would look better, and then I could put a nice little flower box underneath of it. That could look pretty nice. So this will also make up for taking out a bunch of those windows. So like putting one larger window in will hopefully make up for the difference in the amount of light. Whoops. And then let's get this window again. And let's get rid of these also. And oops, I placed that up a little bit too high. Also, if you hear any odd background noise, there is a washing machine currently running. I probably shouldn't have recorded with the washing machine on, but I just really wanted to do this anyway. You know, I didn't want to wait till it was done. But I don't know. I use Audacity to remove noise, so hopefully it should be able to get rid of most of it, and then you don't really hear anything. But over here, I did want to replace these windows with shuttered ones, because there was a shuttered window similar to this one that came in the right color. So I think it was this one. I want to say it was this one, or maybe this one would work better. Well, it seems like this is a little bit darker. I think this is the same thing. Let's see. Okay, no, that is not. Maybe it is this one. Well, neither of them are exactly the same. So maybe the larger window, I mean, looks a little bit better here. So I'll just do the same thing over on this side and just put two of these shuttered windows in instead. And maybe there is a... So there's not a color choice where it's like white on the outside with that kind of brown. And I guess I'll just keep that one right there the same, and then here I can add in the same window that I used over here. So maybe just put this one right here in the center. And then I'll just keep this window the same. So that's what you have right there. And I don't know, if white windows I don't think would really look as good. And then this color's, I don't know, that color's a little bit too light. don't even know if that's the same color. I don't know. I'll just keep it as that for the time being. I think it'll look much better once you've got some landscaping in there to kind of distract from things not perfectly matching up. And that's kind of the problem with The Sims 4 is that it's a lot more difficult to get things to perfectly match up. But I did also want to darken the roof some because you've got a lot of darker woods. So I'm just going to mess around changing the roof color some. So that might be a little bit too dark. I can also try the scalloped roof right here. Because I think a scallop. I've seen the scalloped roof used on some of the other cabins because I'm trying to keep with the theme of the other cabins around here. I could also try the bright. I think this is the same roof used on the one next door. So I could also go with this for a pop of color, but then that could be a little bit too bright. Or I don't know, maybe it could look kind of interesting to have a bright green because you see there you have the scalloped roof. I can't tell what's over there, but this might actually look kind of neat because it adds a little bit of a splash of color to it. Although I wonder if there is a blue color, a bluish, maybe there is this one here which maybe has a dark blue or has a bright blue, which that's a little bit too bright. I don't know, the green might be a little bit too busy, but at the same time it does sort of look cool. I don't know, I sort of like it, but I sort of think it might be too busy, but then I feel like having a color that it just helps, because right now everything is brown and it's sort of dull. Like if I do this, it just all looks somewhat dull. If I use this as well. So having the green roof in might actually add a sort of interesting splash of color, and also I felt like this green roof also takes away from the fact that the browns don't perfectly blend in. Like I feel like you notice them more when you have the black roofs on, but this one just kind of distracts from it a little bit. So there's also this color right here, which is more of a golden color. It looks like it's green here, but it's I don't know, I kind of, I'll leave this for the time being because I actually sort of like it, and you all can let me know what you think of it, but I think this is what I want to go with. I just really feel like the pop of color helps to add something to all the browns. Next I did want to add a little bit more detail to the exterior of it, like put some flower boxes in, and then after that I think I might be able to get a little bit of landscaping done this part. So there are... But I was just thinking, there are these green columns. So I'm wondering if with the green roof, maybe the green columns will actually look pretty decent. So I'm gonna just change up some things in the front here, just because it might be good to break up the brown some. And it doesn't perfectly match the roof, but it does sort of match. And I wonder if the fence comes in a similar color as well. So let's see, mega fence. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I think it does, so I'm just going to replace this in the front, see how that looks. This might be a little bit too much. So like I said, I'm just going to try it out in the front, just use the front of this place as a, to sort of test it out, and then maybe there's a matching trim color as well, and yes there is. So let's just put this all up here, and then perhaps a matching roof trim color, or roof color. Oh, there actually is. I don't know, maybe this looks sort of cool, or maybe it's a little bit too much. At least everything perfectly matches. And this clapboard, I believe, the green that it comes in, is actually really similar to all this. So what if we did this, like had the green up here wherever there was a roof? I don't know, this might actually look sort of cool. And then what about the flooring? Did that, oh, that actually comes in a green. Okay, that might be a little bit too crazy. So maybe we don't want to do this. But I'm on the fence as to whether this might be adding in too much color. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just that I have, I guess, a lower tolerance for crazy colors than some people do. Like, I'm a little bit more resistant to use really colorful things. But I don't know. Maybe, okay, so maybe we can just use this instead. Maybe it's too much green to have the green, wallpaper up there, so maybe that looks fine. I actually sort of like this because everything actually matches and it just adds a nice pop of color to the place. So, you know what, I think I'm just going to change everything to the screen, and then, you know, I'll see what your reaction to it is, because at least the cool thing is with the Let's Builds is that if I'm unsure of something, because I think it looks good, but then I'm not 100% sure. But, I mean, the cool thing about Let's Builds is that when I'm unsure about something, I can, you know, sort of pitch it to you guys and see what you think. You know, and kind of let you guys let me know whether you think this looks good or not, but there's something about it that I think looks sort of cool. Oh, it's got a nice colorful look. Maybe right here we can... Let me get this wallpaper. Maybe right here we can also use the clapboard. Actually, I should be using the one with the edges. Although, well, the edges won't come up there anyway. But they will come up here. Or not. Oh yeah, it doesn't really matter anyway. Looks like this one's actually a little bit shinier too. Maybe I should just change that back to the log wall. Maybe what I could do is put the columns right here in the corner of it. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, what if I left the trim brown? That might look better if I just left the trim brown. Because I think the trim, yeah, the trim had a color that sort of blended in a little bit better. So maybe that would be fine. Yes, maybe we could leave the trim brown just to break up some brown, something that way you don't get the weird, or the greens, and that way you don't get like the weird green under here. Maybe I want to change this back to the... I still don't know about this. So maybe we could just make the trim... Whoops, maybe we can make the trim brown. So just have all the trim be brown. You know what? I'll just try it over the whole place. So here's like where we've just got the browns everywhere. And then here's around the front where we've got the greens. And I should probably turn the grid back off. But I do know I at least want to change all the roof trim to be green. That I at least want to do. So that way it just kind of matches. So we'll just make sure to get all that. And then that. So there we go. That's good. I don't know. Maybe... You know, maybe it's best just to leave it, like, all brown. Yeah, this might be a little bit too much. But at least changing the roof trim to green really helps with the blending issue some. So I'm just going to change everything back to brown, but you all can still let me know what you think of it, but I'm thinking that maybe just leaving the columns and railings brown just looks best. Because it might be getting a little bit too crazy to make everything green. But like I said, just let me know what you think of it. So we'll just change this back. Really quick, won't take too long. We gotta go around here to get this. And all this. But yeah, I think the green roof's gonna stay though. I really like it. And then, oh yeah, I also gotta change the stairs back. Kind of sucks that you can't change the color of stairs after the fact, but it's not that big of a deal. So there we go. We'll just do this. Oops. And then, like I said, I just wanted to add some flower. I keep wanting to say flower boxes, but flower boxes, and then I'll get on to the landscaping. So I was thinking I could just have them right here, like under this window, and I think that's properly centered. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get a whole lot of landscaping done this part, like maybe just a few plants placed, because I don't want this part to end up too long. And since I'm not... Yeah, I'd like it to be placed like just to where you can't see the bottom of the window. So I think this needs to be scooched up a little bit more. So I do think it looks pretty nice to have the flower blocks. There we go again. I think it looks pretty nice to have the flower boxes because the green's kind of tie in with the roof. And then we can have some more under these windows over on this side. So there we go. And I think it'll look nicer once all the landscaping and everything's done, like the roof and all of that. Although, you know what, maybe we don't want to have flower boxes on this side. It just, it doesn't look quite as good over here, so maybe we'll just leave it for right there above the deck. I think it looks kind of nice there. So we'll just get around this side and put them in. And under these windows as well. And under this one. And there we go. I think that's all the flower boxes that we need. Although I think there should be something right here. So maybe for right there we can just put this little balcony box right there to make it kind of look like a fake balcony. So I think that looks sort of nice. It helps to add a little more something to right here. And then perhaps we could try still putting the columns right here in this corner. If I can... Okay, that is aligned properly. Yeah, I think having the columns in there looks pretty nice. I also realized I completely forgot to put railings on the stairs. So I think it's... Shoot, which one is it? Oh, it's this one. Duh. Okay, there we go. That matches perfectly. And is that even the right... Wait, is this even the right color? Oh no, I think it's this one. Yes, it's that one. Yep, definitely that one. So we just gotta get these ones out back here. Yeah, so there we go. I think this looks pretty good. And we can also see how this looks in different times of the day, because when it's in the afternoon, when it's set to the afternoon, it just looks really... Why is the game look somewhat discolored? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks really bright in the afternoon. So the other times of the day is in the morning, it just looks a lot less strange. It looks a little bit better in the morning. I'm not sure why things look colored kind of weird. I don't know if it's just the roof color. Oh, okay, that's like from shadows. Okay, I think with the coloring on it, it just looked weird. Like it just makes the shadows look sort of weird. But yeah, when you use a darker roof color, you can tell that those are shadows. I was worried that the game was just being strange. Okay, that's good to know. And I will begin on a little bit of the landscaping. I'll probably just do like 5 minutes worth of it. Just get a little bit of the terrain paint down. So for this terrain paint right here, I found that what it actually is a mix of this and I believe this. So it's just the two different terrain paints here mixed together. Because when I was working on the cabin build that I made, I experimented a little bit to try and figure out how to make it look blended. So I think it's, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Because I got it to look almost exactly the same by doing that. So I'll just place that, just have it be still a dirt trail. And then you just take a little bit of this and you just place it over it. And then maybe turn the brush down a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. So then you just, maybe just turn up a little bit more. So that may not be exactly it, but I do think it blends in pretty well, so I think that is what it is. Yeah, I think so. They just did it a little bit differently than I am. But it does look almost exactly the same. Let's just get some of it over here to fill this in. And then use a bigger brush again. So there we go. I think that blends in pretty well with what's there. And then I also did want to have the trail go around to these steps right here. Although I guess really they should be going in through the reception, but yeah, I still think it would look good to have this go around to the front. So we'll just have this come over here. And I think that's good. I don't want to go all the way to the edge of the lot. So then now we just switch it over to this gravel type paint and then just dot it with the gravel. And there we go. I think that's looking pretty good. And maybe just do some details with the smaller brush size. I think we need to get a little bit over here. So I think that looks pretty good. So then now what I can do is just fill in this space right here with some plants. And the mailbox, where should the mailbox be? Maybe right here? I'll just move it over there for the time being and then place some plants right here. So let's see, I'm going to try to use plants that came with Outdoor Retreat. So just put a bunch of the plants that came with it in here. And then we can do at this one right here as well. And then another one of these. Oops. And then we definitely need some rocks as well. So maybe have a rock right here. And then, don't really want another one of those. Don't want to use that one. So we could use some of the flowers as well. Or actually, maybe we just want to go with some of the smaller base game flowers. So let's see. We can add this one in here, and then perhaps another rock. Because I don't want to fill this in too much. And then I think some lavender back there would also look nice. And what else? Maybe another one of these right next to... Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I think we need another one of the smaller plants. So I'm just going to use this one here. I think that's pretty good for that spot right there. So for under here, I'm not exactly sure what to use because I don't want to make it look like the dirts are connected. Oops. Okay, so I need to soften that a little bit. So maybe if I could just do this kind of softly under here. So it still looks like grass under there. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Or maybe I could make a rock border for the garden. That might actually be the best thing to do in this situation. So I'm just going to actually undo that. Okay, now I'm going to push this back in. Oops. And maybe push this, have this come in a little bit. And then I'll get rid of this rock. And then I think this is probably the best one to make a garden with. So just place some of those around here. Yeah, I think that might be the best thing to do to sort of separate it, because if I have dirt under here and then dirt, and then it just look like one big dirt area. So I think just having a border for this garden would probably be the best way to go. Yeah, so okay, I like that. I like that. That is good. And what if we just use this as the terrain paint under here? This mix of dirt and grass. Okay, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. So then I'm just gonna come around here with this. And then I think that'll be all that I really do in this part with the landscaping, just because I don't want this to end up too long. And this is just to kind of give an idea of, you know, what I'm gonna do as far as the landscaping here goes. And then there was a lavender kind of a plant like right here. Okay, so we can use that. I like how that looks. And then we will continue the rock garden around. Okay, so maybe we just have this come out a little bit. And yeah, this was the rock we were using. And just place a little bit more. I know this is super exciting, placing rocks. But we're almost done. And here we go. Okay. Although maybe I should turn these some and kind of get them, you know, I'm just going to get rid of this one and then push them down a little bit, turn them at different angles. Maybe get rid of this one too. Okay. I think we're off to a pretty good start with this, and place a little dirt/grass terrain paint under here as well. Okay, so that's what I've got going currently for the landscaping. There also needs to be a tree, so I'm just going to place a tree. I keep thinking of more things that I want to do before stopping this part. Okay, this is the big tree. So I want to place a big tree right here in the corner. So it doesn't really block off the view of the place, but it's just kind of there just to add a little something. And let's make sure it's not coming through the inside any. Okay, so it is a slight bit, so I'm just going to push it back a little bit or turn it. Yeah, there we go. And then bring it a little bit closer. Yeah, so there we go. It's not coming into the interior any. I mean, this will all look better once I finish the landscaping and all of that, but you know, we just take one look around, see what we've done this part. And I did want to change it back to morning so you kind of see how it looks with the roof looking a little bit less shiny and ridiculous. So here it is in the morning light. But I'm going to go ahead and end the part here. Let me know what you think of everything that was done in this part. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and bye!